This is a question that carries a lot of weight. Are Americans really free or just told they are? When you look at the American flag waving in the wind, or see crowds of people peacefully protesting, or waiting in line to vote, or even scrolling through social media, it sure looks like Americans have a lot of freedom. And it's true. Freedom is one of America's founding values. But in 2025, the meaning of freedom depends on who you ask. What does freedom really mean? And are all Americans free to make their own choices about how they live their lives? Let's find out. Welcome to this channel. We explore American culture and current events. In this video, we're answering the question, what does freedom mean in America today? And breaking down the different ways Americans experience freedom. We'll talk about freedom of speech, economic freedom, privacy, and freedom of identity. First, let's look at freedom of speech. In America, the First Amendment to the Constitution protects your right to say what you think even if others disagree with you. But sometimes that freedom of speech leads to tension. For example, many Americans believe that hate speech and cancel culture have gone too far. Cancel culture is the idea that you can be called out or canceled if you say something offensive. Some people say it's an extreme form of censorship, while others argue it's just people being held accountable for their words. It's also important to consider how social media companies moderate or control what people say online. Many Americans worry that these companies have too much power to control our conversations. Should there be more rules to protect people from offensive or hateful speech? Or should Americans be free to say pretty much anything they want? Remember, here in America, you can choose not to listen to speech you don't agree with, but you can't stop other people from saying it. Next, let's talk about economic freedom. To some, economic freedom means the ability to pursue the American dream, the idea that anyone can work hard, pull themselves up by their own bootstraps, and achieve success. But for many Americans, the American dream seems out of reach. While income inequality and the gap between the rich and the poor continues to grow, student debt is skyrocketing and the cost of buying a home is higher than ever. Does economic freedom mean having the opportunity to become wealthy, or does it mean having enough money to live comfortably? With student debt, high housing costs, and inflation, are those with less money trapped and unable to make choices about their future? Third, consider privacy. From phones to facial recognition technology to digital tracking, we are constantly being monitored. Is government surveillance a threat to our personal freedom? While the government may argue that surveillance helps keep us safe, many Americans worry about the balance of power between citizens and the government. Have we traded our freedom and privacy for convenience and control? Finally, let's talk about freedom and identity. In America, your identity shapes your experience. Whether it's your race, gender, religion, or immigration status, all of these things affect the way you experience freedom. Since the country's founding, Americans have fought for civil rights to ensure that all people are treated equally. But progress hasn't always been smooth or easy. From the women's suffrage movement to the fight for racial equality, Americans have come a long way toward ensuring freedom and equality for all. But sadly, there's still a long way to go. Do all Americans feel like they're truly free? And what does America need to do to make sure that everyone's experience of freedom is equal? We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Now it's time to make your voice heard. What does freedom mean to you? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos that dive deep into American culture. Thanks for watching. See you next time.